Welcome to a World of Tanks replay. My name is Maxwell and this one is from the user Rojo180, driving the IS-8 on a standard battle on Westfield. IS-8 is on paper a tier 9 heavy tank but plays much more like a medium. This thing doesn't have good armor, and that's a bit of a surprise considering the lineage that it comes from and moves on to. But you cannot rely on the armor of this thing. It does have a very good gun. On the other hand, if we take a look at its stats, nice penetration and nice alpha damage. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's on par with the tier 10s. But like I said, this thing plays a lot more like a medium tank. You use its speed and its agility to flank around the sides of the enemy, take them by surprise and try and outmaneuver them. And that's exactly what we're going to see in this replay. Going to use the speed that the IS-8 has and the maneuverability that it has, just outmaneuver the enemy and outplay them. And then use its fantastic gun to whittle them down. And my word, is that a mutant? It is indeed. I haven't seen one of these for a very long time. That's actually the tier 8 premium heavy tank that was given out when people spent €100 on pre-ordering World of Tanks. They were given the M6A2E1, nicknamed the Mutant or the Goose, just thanks to its weird shape, especially in the bar on that left-hand side. Haven't seen one of those on a pub server for a while now. Very interesting tank. So, won that little fight here, and as you can see, Rojo's going to flank around the side of this E75 and the Tiger. They realise it though, and they both span around, which is a little bit surprising considering they've got two heavy tanks assaulting from the front. But there is an IS-3 in support, and he just whacks that E75 right in the face, and then he gets taken out. And now it's just a case of moving onto this Tiger 2, but like I said, he's got two heavy tanks pushing down on him from the front, and he's got two coming from the side, so he's just resigned to his fate, and he falls fairly quickly. And that is the fight in the left-hand side, left-hand flank, all sewn up now. Won that one very handily. You can see they've got a lot of tanks on the far right-hand flank, but nothing really in the centre. That village is looking very, very risky at the moment. So Rojo's going to come charging in, able to take out the Tiger fairly quickly. Now going to move on to the FV201. Hasn't got the Alpha to take him out in a single shot. And like I said, the village is looking very, very dicey here. So the Allies have to get in and do something about it, because if the enemy team can hold this central position here, that's going to mean that the Allied tanks on the right-hand flank are going to have a very hard time of this one. It means that the enemy's just going to be able to fire down onto those tanks with impunity, and there's going to be nothing that the Allies can do about it. So they need to secure the village in order to stop that suppressing fire from this ridge across to the next one. It looks like they're a little bit too late though. So most of their tanks on that right-hand side have been taken out. Gets a great shot onto the T-32 to pick up kill number 4. You can see there's a T-54 battling furiously, but he gets taken out by a couple of light tanks there. But not deterred, the Allies going to continue to push on and try and take the village here. Got the E75 and the IS-8 of Rojo here coming against the last remaining tanks. There's this Indian Panzer and the Tortoise, not to mention that AMX-1390. The AMX-1390 is a very, very good player as well, so you've got to have to be careful of him. Not quite able to get a shot into him. As long as this Tortoise is focused on the E75 as well, then Rojo is going to be able to get some nice free shots onto him. Tortoise will be able to penetrate the E75, but it looks like the Tortoise was focusing more on the IS-8, as he knew that he'd have a lot easier time to damage that tank rather than the E75. And that is now the village secured. But like I said earlier, it was done a little bit too late, and they lost all the tanks on the right-hand flank, which means they're going to have to reposition themselves and set up to defend the base. As you can see, the enemy team does have tanks pushing up that ridge. The enemy team may, from that right-hand flank, may be flush from the adrenaline of the victory and think that they're a lot closer to winning this one than they actually are. And the Allies can only hope that they push up the hill a little bit too aggressively and can catch them by surprise. That said, they're actually losing 10 kills to 8, the enemy team. But with them winning so easily on that right-hand side, they may be fresh from the victory and think that they're closer to winning than they actually are. And the Allied team just got to set themselves up and wait and see if the enemy team is indeed going to push in. Rojo gets himself up onto a ridge and finds a T-43, has a shot, but that one just goes a little bit low. A little bit of a shame there, as he was quite nicely aimed. T-43 still making a run for it. His gun's almost reloaded. Has his shot. Didn't quite predict that one right, and the T-43 just flies right past. T-54 lightweight still wanting to push up the hill. He's got a lot of hit points left, and this T-43 just gets absolutely obliterated in the centre of the map there. Allies still winning this one, 11 kills to 8. T-54 lightweight comes flying in, but I don't think he realises that the IS-8 has quite nice traverse, and he's able to keep his gun fixed on the T-54 lightweight and take him out no problem whatsoever. He did lose a little bit of hit points, but he's still got 400 left, and now that is his Top Gun medal. The Mutant and the AMX 1390 going for a base capture. The enemy 1390 is closing in, and like I said earlier, he is a very, very good player. Not the best, but he's got some pretty nice stats. Although he did just take a big shot in the face. Although he's able to take out the AMX 30 on the Allied team. Now he's got to turn his attention to the Mutant, see if he can take him out. He does indeed. Oh, sorry, that wasn't the AMX 1390. That was the AMX 30 from the other side of the hill. Just totally miscalling that one, like usual. I've got to be careful now, as he does get spotted out. Gonna have to wait for the Conway to head along and see if he can get some eyes on the Centurion 7-1 and the AMX 30, while the IS-3 moves into position to support. Just gonna speed this one up a tiny bit until the action kicks off again. You can see IS-3 just making a long loop around. He's going to come down the hill and try and spot the AMX 1390. The Conway's still moving in. 1390 is spotted now. He's only got 27 health, but he's out of the area of fire from the Allies. Nobody can hit him. So he's just going to fall back now. He's going to use his eyes to keep the IS-3 spotted, and hopefully the Centurion 7-1 and the AMX 30 will be able to take him out. Centurion 7-1 shows himself. He gets hit in the face. Rojo is spotted, so he's got to rely on this Conway, see if he has a line of fire on the Centurion, and he does. Rojo is loaded in time, and what a shot to take him out. I was convinced that one was going to miss, but it didn't. Landed it flush on the Centurion 7-1 to just eliminate him. And that just leaves the AMX 30 and the AMX 1390. Again, going to employ the same tactics. The IS-3 is just going to sit on the 1-2 line to make sure that nobody pushes up and flanks around to go for the artillery, and the Conway is going to make a move down the 0 line to try and spot out the AMX 30. Rojo pokes his head out just to see if he gets spotted, but he doesn't. So he's going to sit here a little bit safer now and wait for the Conway to hopefully light up the AMX 30, and even if the Conway dies, which he probably won't because he's got 1200 hit points, and Rojo will be able to land a shot on the AMX 30. There he is. He's on low health, but he is very well hidden. Although the Conway takes him out, and that just leaves the AMX 1390. Rojo can afford to take a couple of hits from him, so just going to charge him down. He wants that Radley Walters medal, and he gets it. And that is the win. So excellent replay there from Rojo 180, picking himself up 5,000 points of damage, 8 kills, a well-deserved Radley Walters medal, and walking away with the victory. So thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send that in to replay@screenreality.com. Link for that's in the description and on the screen right about now. I've been Maxwell, it's been a World of Tanks replay, and I'll catch you guys next time.